Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is Emily Hanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. And today we're talking about things that we left behind in 2019. Now, by the time you're seeing this video, we're in 2020. It's a new decade. There is so much shit that we should have said goodbye to. It's time to start fresh. There's a whole lot of fuckery that hopefully will stay in 2019 and not creep into 2020. This video is based on a mix of suggestions from y'all and things from me. So if I feel it's necessary as we're talking, I'll clarify if it's my bullshit or your bullshit. Otherwise, let's just get into it. Actually, first off, if you're unfamiliar with things we're leaving behind in 2019 or trends we're leaving behind videos, this was started by FYI I. I think she is the queen of these videos. She roasted people to filth in these videos. I don't think she's making them anymore, but I love watching them. I like watching other people do the videos, so I felt like I wanted to make a video. So let's get into it. The first thing that we left behind in 2019 was shaming. Body shaming, makeup shaming, food shaming, whatever it is. Shame has no place here in 2020. It has no home. It does not belong here. We are not doing that. And guess what? If you're watching this video and you are somebody that gets pleasure from shaming other people or doesn't see the toxicity in it, bye. It's not going to be part of my 2020. I hope that you understand also there's a difference between like talking about the things that we're going to talk about and actually shaming people for doing those things. I'm not here to shame people if they're doing things that I left behind in 2019. I'm just here to talk about it. But actually making somebody else feel bad, feel lesser because of something that they chose to do that literally doesn't affect your life, no, that's staying in 2019. A suggestion from an audience member was to leave behind those giant false lashes in 2019. I would agree. I think that false lashes have a place in makeup. I think there are some amazing lashes out there. I think that a lot of people use the same thick, bold lashes that block your eye makeup look, and I think that's silly. I think that there are plenty of ways to incorporate lashes that don't look the way so many of these lashes look. And I hope that we can do that in 2020. I also think that we can leave behind feeling like every makeup look needs a pair of lashes. If you like lashes and you just want to wear them with every makeup look, that's cool. But I hope you know that you don't have to wear a pair of lashes with every look that you put together. Giant coffee table size palettes. Hell yes, I want those to stay in 2019. I think anything that's like more than 20 shadows, in my opinion, is just too many shadows. From Elf and Makeup Revolution to Marc Jacobs with some of their holiday palettes in the past, and ColourPop and Natasha Denona and all of these brands that are doing it, I would prefer to leave those behind in 20. Somebody else said that they wanted to leave behind full beat or bust. I am so with you. I think that you can totally do extremely intense eyes with no foundation on, or really heavy foundation without major eye makeup on, or any mix of the things. I think you just do what makes you happy. Are you gonna look like every other person on the internet when you do that thing that makes you happy? No. Does that mean it's the wrong thing to do? No. It's all about what gives you joy. To me, the fun of makeup is how much fun and how much joy it brings me. So if I don't want to wear full beat makeup, but I want to do ridiculous eyes like these, I'm gonna do the eyes and skip the skin. Or if you really want to perfect your face, but you don't feel like putting on eyeshadow that day, go for it. And the more variety we see out there, the more comfortable everybody will be in just doing their own thing. Gloss been there the whole time. Yeah, I feel like 2019 was that year of being like, oh, everybody rediscovered gloss. It had been there the whole time. What I will say is that I think the technology of gloss has improved from when we stepped away from it and was in liquid lipstick land and then came back to it. I personally would love to see liquid lipsticks left behind in 2019, particularly those fully matte drying like formulas. I just don't want that. It's not for me. Somebody else wants to leave behind squiggle brows, halo brows, all of those brows in 2019. I agree. I agree in one case, and another case, I feel like if somebody wants to do something that's artistically interesting for the runway or for Instagram, sure, do your thing. I just don't think, I don't find eyebrows to be the most interesting part of makeup application, so I don't have any interest in doing some over the top kind of brow. I'd rather spend time on eyeshadow or blush, highlight, lipstick, any of those things. But what I would love to leave behind in 2019 is photoshopping your makeup looks. I felt like a lot of those eyebrow looks were Photoshop, and I feel like there's a lot of eye looks out there, especially James Charles. I'm just calling you the fuck out. There are a lot of looks that are just so photoshopped or face-tuned. If you want to say this is a highly edited photoshopped photo of a look that I created in my brain, that's one thing. But if you're out here saying, this is my look, I did this, and you fucking photoshopped some logos onto your eyes, or you mirrored an image onto your other eye, or any other slew of things that beyond just James Charles is happening out there, no, we left that behind in 2019. We're not going to do that. Edit your photos. That's fine. But if you fully created that look in the editing process, disclose it. Oh, that's the other thing. I hope 2020 we have left behind undisclosed sponsorships. If a brand paid you to talk about something, just tell us. Don't put the hashtag ad in white on a white background, or hidden so deep in the description box that nobody will see it, or just not put on there anywhere. Just tell us. There's a reason why some of these products that we've seen go viral over the past few years have gone viral, and that's because they were undisclosed sponsorships. So 2020, fuck all of that. Don't want to see any of that in my feed, in my YouTube, my Instagram, my Twitter. One of y'all mentioned ColourPop and the other mentioned too many makeup releases, leaving both of those behind in 2019. I'm down to put that together. Can we leave behind the ColourPop with way too many fucking releases? Can that ColourPop stay in 2019? And can this 2020 ColourPop have more thoughtfully launched releases? Can that be a thing? Because if the only ColourPop that's heading into 2020 is one of way too many releases, bye. I would love for 2020 to be a year of fewer makeup releases, but I'm skeptical. I feel like it's working, otherwise brands wouldn't be doing it. So I hope this year that we're in now, this decade we're in now, is one of more thoughtfully launched releases, but I don't believe it in my core. Also, 2020, can we stop with the fucking reskins? Shout out to Matt, Lacey's fiance, for that gaming phrase applied to makeup. Stop re-releasing the same product in new packaging. Too Faced, Becca, I see what Pat McGrath has been doing lately. Just stop trying to sell us the same shit in new packaging. Stop it. We don't want it. Something I really hope stayed behind in 2019 and didn't follow us into 2020 are bully brand owners. There are a few brands out there that come into my brain when I think of this, but just in general, if you are a brand owner, step away from social media. Get some social media training. Get an assistant to do your social media. Leave your fucking temper at the door. Your fans, your customers do not deserve to be attacked by you and thus your stans because you have a complaint or an issue. Customers are going to be using social media to put out their complaints or as a way to contact you. Snapping back at them over something that they're struggling with, whether it's a product, shipping time, whatever it might be, you snapping back at them is such a fucking power trip. Not only are you sending a bunch of strangers to attack this person, you're also alienating people that have already spent money at your brand. You as a brand owner don't need to respond to everything, and hell, you don't even need to see everything. It's important to keep an eye on things, but not in the way that so many of these owners are doing. Whether you're a small brand or a big brand, I need you to step the fuck away from your social media and take a breather before you attack your own customers. So 2020, here's hoping that we have left behind this need for influencers to be a Jiminy Cricket to consumers about what they should buy or who they should buy from. Influencers are not your conscience. They are not responsible for telling you whether or not you should or shouldn't buy from a brand that is deemed problematic, or whether you should or should not buy a specific release. You are the consumer. It is your responsibility, if you want to make a researched decision, to do the research yourself. YouTube exists. The internet exists. You can take time to go watch multiple reviews of one product to get more than one perspective. When you put all of the power and all of the weight of whether you should or shouldn't buy a product onto one person, you're just trying to push off any blame that you could hold onto the other person. But the reality is it's your money. If you want to buy it, you need to struggle on your own with, do I want to support a brand that feels problematic? Do I want to buy a thing if I hear hit or miss reviews? It's not someone else's decision. It's your decision. I also hope in 2020 that we have left behind this boundary pushing entitlement that viewers have on influencers. Things like you must film your declutter, you must show me your makeup collection, you must buy this thing and tell me if it's worth it or not, you must review this collection. All of these things are, it's like, nobody must do anything for their audience. Personally, as a longtime viewer and now a creator, I want to watch content that the creator wants to make. Because most creators, you can feel it when they're making something they don't give a fuck about. So you as the audience putting pressure on an influencer of things that they must do is just bullshit. One, no one has to share anything they don't want to share. Whether it's a haul of shit they bought, whether it's things they've decluttered, or a product that they bought and then decided not to review, any of those things. Boundaries exist for a reason. Whether you think it's a fair boundary or not, when an influencer or any other human sets a boundary, you should respect that boundary. When I see those comments, it turns me off immediately, and it just makes me think that there is no perspective of that influencer's feelings. And this especially annoys me because I see it not just in these bigger accounts, these multi-million follower accounts. I personally see it so much with smaller accounts, smaller influencers, and that feels even more obnoxious because you don't know the kind of money these people are making. You don't know the amount of free time they have. So you sitting there telling them they must do X, Y, or Z thing, you're basically saying, fuck everything else you have planned, fuck your budget, fuck your calendar, I need to see this video. When it's like, I'm making $200 a month on this hobby. Fuck you. Here's to hoping that pushing boundaries is left behind in 2019. Okay, a few more things that are less makeup related, but somebody else wanted to leave behind chronic pain in 2019. Fuck yes. I didn't realize probably until this year or last year how many people in my life deal with different issues related to chronic pain, and it just breaks my heart. It seems so debilitating, and I feel like people don't talk about it, or people don't, I don't know, they don't give it enough credit. They don't give it enough importance of like how much that affects that person's life and how kind of invisible it is. So fuck yes. Here's to hoping that all issues that were like causing chronic pain got left behind in 2019. A friend wanted to leave behind fuckboys in 2019. Yeah, I hope you and everyone else left behind fuckboys in 2019. Immature, disrespectful men, women, non-binary folks that are fucking around with your emotions can stay in 2019. No. You do not get space and time in 2020. Fuck all of that. And fuck all of that like toxic push and pull, chase and ghost, and tell people how you feel. Let them know your thoughts. Let them know if you want to spend time with them. Let them know if you just want to fuck them and move on. Communicate. And all of that whole toxic relationship shit. Yes, let's hope that got left behind in 2019. And if you have toxic relationships in your life and you can cut them out of your life, do yourself a favor and just do it. Just do it. You will not regret it. I can almost guarantee that. If you have people in your life that say things to you that you would never say to them or you would never say to yourself, goodbye. You can go. If you are younger or if you're in a small town and you feel like you have a small world that you cannot break out of, there's more to life. There are more people out there. There are amazing people that you can connect with on the internet. I'm not joking. It exists. Great communities, fucking amazing people. You have more than whatever your bubble of your world is. And you deserve friends and significant others and family that love you, that treat you with respect, that don't treat you like you get love when you do the thing I want. It's such a more complex thing than the way I'm just superficially talking about it, but just if you've entered 2020 with toxic relationships in your life, this is the year to cut them out. Because in my opinion, the longer you let yourself be influenced by toxic relationships, especially if you have multiple people in your life that are doing those kinds of things, the harder it is to separate yourself from them and the harder it is to find the value of yourself that's truly there. It's so easy to negate your worth, feel like you're not worth the love and respect that you are when you have years and years and years of people in your life basically telling you you don't deserve that. So if you're struggling with that, it's 2020. Make it a year of figuring out what relationships are worth keeping and what relationships might be worth letting go. Because there's fucking amazing human beings out there that want to be your friend, want to love you, want to spend time with you. And if you don't have them in your life right now, you can have that, and you deserve that. And that's my little pep talk for y'all, for me, for everyone. It's 2020. It's a new decade. Where the fuck does time go, y'all? So that's all the shit that I hope we left behind in 2019. Now let me know, in this new decade of your life, what have you left behind? What do you not want to see again in 2020 or anytime in the near future? If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe and follow along with all my colorful shenanigans. If you appreciate the work I'm doing over here on YouTube, I have a Patreon that supports my creative food and beauty endeavors. I am also on Twitter and Instagram at Omnivorous. No matter what, I appreciate that you have spent some of your day with me. I hope to see you again real soon. Bye, friends.